Do you ever have a recurring nightmare that you have over and over? For me, the ultimate nightmare is having a stroke that leaves me completely paralyzed on one side of my body. Fortunately, thanks to modern medicine, many people can make a full recovery after a stroke. But the key to a full recovery is an early recognition and treatment of a stroke. So I want to make sure that all of you watching understand what a stroke is and what to do if you or someone you know is having a stroke. What's up, everybody? For those that are new here, my name is Matt. I'm a paramedic, and it is my mission to help provide you with the skills and tools to potentially save a life one day. And if you want to join me on my mission to save lives, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and share button, because every person that watches this is another opportunity for a life to be saved. Okay, so before we get into the treatment, we should spend a little bit of time describing what a stroke actually is. Strokes, which are a leading cause of death, are caused when there is a disruption of blood flow to part of the brain from an obstruction or bleeding into the brain. The most common cause of a stroke is called an ischemic stroke, which is caused by a blood clot that lodges itself in the arteries that supply blood to the brain. The more uncommon cause of a stroke is called a hemorrhagic stroke. This is when an artery ruptures, leading to bleeding within the brain. The number one risk factor for a stroke is uncontrolled high blood pressure. So if you or a loved one has high blood pressure, it's even more important to be aware of the symptoms of a stroke. Okay, now that we've covered what a stroke is and the main risk factor for having a stroke, let's talk about the signs and symptoms of a stroke so that you can save precious time if you or someone you know is showing signs. We in EMS are all about acronyms to simplify things, and the best acronym to think of when it comes to stroke assessment and treatment is FAST. The F stands for face. When someone is having a stroke, one side of their face will typically droop down lower than the other side of the face. This is because the nerves in your brain controlling your muscles are damaged or not receiving adequate blood flow. So to assess this, you want to ask the person to smile, which will make the drooping more noticeable. If you notice one side of the face is drooping, this is a positive sign of a stroke. The A stands for arm. For the same reason that the face droops on one side, the arm of the affected side can range from being a little weaker to having no ability to move it at all. So after you've asked the person to smile to assess facial droop, you want to ask the person to hold up their arms in front of them and close their eyes. If they can't raise their arm and it drifts down as they close their eyes, this is a positive sign of a stroke. Another way of assessing this is to have them grab both of your hands and have them squeeze hard on both sides. If one grip is significantly weaker, this is likely being caused by a stroke. All right, so the S in FAST stands for speech. The sentence that we typically ask patients to repeat to assess for a stroke is, "The sky is blue in Cincinnati." This is because we need really good control of our tongue when making the S sound. So if their speech is slurred, this is another positive sign of a stroke. This wraps up the assessment portion. The final part of the acronym FAST is the letter T, which stands for time. This is to emphasize just how important time is when it comes to treating strokes. This is not the type of medical emergency that can wait. So if someone has shown any one of these positive signs of a stroke I just discussed, then you want to call 911 right away so that the person can get to a stroke center as quickly as possible. I know that may have been a lot of information all at once, so on your screen you should see the page from my first aid booklet about strokes. You can either take a screenshot or go back over it later, or you can head over to my website, paramedicapproved.com, to download the whole first aid booklet for free. If you found this helpful, all I ask is that you smash that like button down below so this video can get out to even more people. And one final reminder, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button over here so you don't miss any more life-saving advice in the future. And go ahead and check out one of these hand-picked videos on your screen. Take care.